Welcome back to beWell. Time now for our fitness in 4.
That's right. Here with some strength training moves that actually can help you be a better runner is Peloton Tread instructor and motivational speaker, Marcel Dinkins. So good to have you back on beWell.
I'm so happy to see y'all again, and I'm going to kick it up a notch for y'all today.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to start out with single leg deadlifts. Right. We're gonna have single weight just to challenge our mobility a little bit more. You'll have 2. We're gonna lower down, and as you lower down at the bottom, I want you to try to rotate that hip in and out, and then come all the way back up to the top, okay?
So this is a balance challenge.
Exactly, but it's also a stability challenge. So the thing is that as you're running, your knee is rotating in and out as you're running anyway. So this way you're challenging your glutes to find that stability. You'll do 8 reps on the left and then 8 reps on the right, and then you'll bring it back up to standing.
I feel it in the core as well.
Yes. In order to stay up, and the more weight you have, the more challenging stability-wise for the core it is. Okay. The next one, we're gonna just pocket these little weights up here. Okay. You'll do a rack carry, and then we're gonna go right into our single leg lunges. All right. Stepping back. And as you're stepping back, one thing that I want you to do is, I want you to focus on challenging the knee. In order to challenge the knee more than the glutes, you want to try to drive the knee forward so that it's directly over the toe. When the knee is stacked right over the ankle, you're challenging the glutes more as opposed to challenging the quads more.
But for a runner,
we want to work on quad stability and quad strength. So we want to make sure that the knees track right over the toes, as opposed to tracking directly over the ankle.
Now what about the other knee? Should it touch the ground or just go near it?
Yeah, just go near the ground. It doesn't need to touch. If you want to tap, that's fine, but I don't recommend that on concrete.
Okay, good.
All right. Okay. Our next one is going to be a push-up with knee in. This is one of my favorite exercises, and Elizabeth, I think you're going to love it, okay?
Okay.
So, when you're running, your core is tight, okay? So what you have to do, though, is you have to flex the knee during that tight core. So what we're gonna do is drive that knee in as we come up to the top, and you're gonna feel that cross-functional stability every single time. Think about trying to drive your knee as if it were trying to come to the opposite armpit. The last move, healthy hamstrings make a healthy runner, okay? So hands behind you. If you have poor wrist mobility, I want you to put your hands out to the side. Okay? You're gonna come up, squeeze your glutes as tight as you can, and then right here, if you feel any type of tension where you're just like, don't feel stable, don't move, okay? Just hold. Now, if you feel like your hamstrings are strong and it can take it, you're gonna drive the knees into the body.
Welcome back to beWell. Time now for our fitness in 4.
All right, here to show us some resistance band exercises that are great for summer travel is Peloton Tread instructor, motivational speaker, Marcel Dinkins. I love this.
I am so excited. All right, so we're gonna get right into it, okay? So you're gonna take your thicker band, you're gonna loop it through, and you're gonna create yourself a harness, okay? This harness is gonna provide the resistance, and we're gonna take it straight into one of my favorite moves, our power squat, okay? So if you just push up, you can keep this here, or you can go ahead and add in that little jump. The resistance is gonna be pulling you back down to the ground, and you're gonna have to resist that, overcome that resistance. This is one of my favorite moves.
I mean, this is just everything. If you have these 2 little bands.
That's what I'm saying. It gets your heart rate up, it's conditioning, and it challenges your strength. So I love it.
For everybody at home, the pro tip is, once you put it through, each leg goes into each hole.
And exactly, and you wanna make sure that it's across the center of your shoe, okay? No at the toes, all right? No at the toes. Okay? Then we're gonna take it straight into our squat, exact same thing, but a little bit less like power involved, but again, still great exercise. Resistance bands can come all the way up to about 200 pounds in resistance.
Wow, and don't think this is easy. This has a lot of resistance on it.
Crisscross the weights, the band behind you, and that's gonna create an anchor, and it's gonna be snug against your shoulder blades, okay? So if you have the weight, have it flat, it's not gonna stay in place. So make sure you crisscross applesauce, all right? Stagger stance, and then we're pressing out for chest press, okay? The heavier the band, the better.
And this is great because a lot of times a push-up isn't enough. So
and you can stand and do it. You don't have to worry about getting on the ground if you're traveling, right?
And listen, but if you're traveling together.
And if you're traveling together, this is one of my favorite exercises. They're gonna grab the bands together. And you're gonna hook, you're gonna make sure that you have a good set of distance, a good amount of distance. And then you wanna be able to extend your arms out. Yes, stand up, pull in. Yep, stand, pull. Yeah. Get him, Elizabeth. All right, you'll stand up, pull in. You're engaging your upper leg back, but you have to anchor, okay?
Okay.
So,
ready,
stand up, pull. Yes, stand up, pull. So, out and in. Yep, out and in. Yes,
this is
right?
fun.
This is one of my favorite exercises, and the same way. Wait, you're not done yet.
Done?
Grab that weight, grab it.
Okay.
We're gonna finish it out. At the top, you're gonna do a little jump, okay? So stand down, arms extended. At the top, pull, little jump, okay?
Oh, and jump as
At
we
the
go.
top, a little jump. Yes!
Welcome back to beWell. Time now for our fitness in 4.
And here to show us some summer run cool down stretches is Peloton Tread instructor and motivational speaker, Marcel Dinkins. So good to have you.
I'm so happy to be back, y'all. So we're gonna start out with simple, keeping it super simple. We're gonna start out with a hamstring stretch, okay? I like to start out with a hamstring stretch because this is the stretch that most people think is straightforward and they get it wrong. So we're gonna anchor the heel first and then tip back into the hips. And as we tilt back into the hips, I always like to say, trace the outside of your leg. Now, the most important thing is keeping your head up, because the moment you start to round, the stretch is now coming from your back and no more from your hamstrings, okay? And healthy hamstrings make healthy runners.
And I really felt it when I started pushing my hips back.
Exactly, yeah. I always think about like trying to close a car door. You know when you have bags in your hand and you try to like push your butt back to close the car door? That's how I like to tell people to think about it. You wouldn't like round your back and push the door closed. You would just like tilt your hips back.
Sure.
Right?
Okay.
The next stretch is gonna be our hip flexor stretch. We're gonna take one knee.
Okay.
And then when you take this knee, you wanna make sure that the knee is anchored down right below your hip, okay? Now, squeeze your booty as tight as you can, and I want you to think about your hips being a bowl, all right? Can I tilt the bowl back? Ooh. Okay? Once I tilt the bowl back, if that's enough for me, I stay here. If I want a little bit more, I can add that arm up on the same side. And if I want it even extra, I could place this foot on top of a bench, on top of a ball. Ooh. But at all times, I want to make sure that I'm tilting that bowl backwards. This next stretch is going to be a hip flexor stretch and a T-spine stretch. Okay. Again, this tends to be one of the tightest areas for runners. And because we also work with the opposite arm and opposite leg, we want to actually stretch in that direction as well. Okay. So if you have a foam roller, you're gonna place your knee on top of the foam roller. Okay. Before you bend the knee back, you're gonna place the knee there first and then push the foam roller away. Okay. So start there. Once you push it out at a good distance for you where you feel that stretch across the pocket of your hip, then flex that back knee or that down knee. Okay. And then we're gonna open up, big fan, T-spine stretch.
And we have time for one more.
Yes.
Finisher.
All right, and the last one, this is more of an activation than the stretch, but I just really believe all runners should end every run this way. And so since I don't see people do it a lot, I just try to add it in. We're gonna come into plantar flexion as hard as we can, pointing as hard as we can, and then we're gonna flex the opposite way, dorsiflexion, as hard as we can. This is going to help you have prevent shin splints. It's gonna help you with calf activation, calf stretching, and it's just gonna prevent any unnecessary overuse injuries from the lower half of your leg. Okay?
All right, great. Listen, catch up on all our Fitness in 4 workouts on our News 12 YouTube page.
We'll see you tomorrow for more beWell.